Have you ever found yourself lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep seems to slip further away as the years go by? You're not alone. Many of us notice that as we age, our sleep patterns change. Maybe you're waking up more often during the night, or perhaps you're finding it harder to fall asleep in the first place. And let's not even talk about those early mornings when you're wide awake before the sun comes up. Sound familiar? The truth is, sleep is one of the most important pillars of our health, especially as we get older. It's not just about feeling rested, it's about supporting your brain, your heart, your immune system, and even your mood. That's why today, we're going to talk about how to sleep better as you age, so you can wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to take on the day. Let's start with something simple but powerful. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule. I know, this might sound like advice you've heard before. But there's a reason it's so often recommended. Our bodies thrive on routine, and that includes our sleep-wake cycle. When you go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends, you're helping to regulate your internal clock, also known as your circadian rhythm. This makes it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. Now, I get it, life happens. Maybe you've got grandkids visiting, or you're traveling, or you just want to stay up late to finish that book. But try to keep your schedule as consistent as possible. If you do need to make adjustments, do it gradually, shifting your bedtime or wake-up time by 15 or 30 minutes rather than an hour or two. Small changes can make a big difference. Next, let's talk about create a relaxing bedtime routine. Think about this. If you were trying to calm a fussy baby, you wouldn't just plop them into bed and expect them to fall asleep, right? You'd probably give them a warm bath, read them a story, or sing them a lullaby. Well, the same principle applies to us. A calming bedtime routine signals to your brain that it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. This could include things like taking a warm bath, reading a book, listening to soothing music, or practicing gentle stretches or meditation. The key is to choose activities that help you relax and avoid anything too stimulating, like scrolling through your phone or watching an intense TV show. And try to start your routine about 30 minutes to an hour before bed. This gives your body and mind time to transition from the busyness of the day to the calm of the night. Now, let's move on to optimize your sleep environment. This is one of those things that can have a huge impact on your sleep quality, but it's often overlooked. Think about your bedroom for a moment. Is it a peaceful, comfortable space that invites rest? Or is it cluttered, noisy, or too bright? Creating an environment that's conducive to sleep can make all the difference. Start by making sure your mattress and pillows are comfortable and supportive. If they're old or worn out, it might be time for an upgrade. Next, consider the temperature of your room. Most people sleep best in a cool environment, around 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. If your room is too hot or too cold, it can disrupt your sleep. You might also want to invest in blackout curtains or a sleep mask to block out light, and if noise is an issue, try using a white noise machine or earplugs. The goal is to make your bedroom a sanctuary for sleep. So, there you have it, 3 simple but effective strategies to help you sleep better as you age. We've talked about sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and optimizing your sleep environment. But we're just getting started. In the next part, we'll dive into a few more tips, including how to manage stress and anxiety, the role of diet and exercise, and why it's important to limit naps. Trust me, these are just as important as the habits we've already covered. Now that we've covered the basics, sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, creating a relaxing bedtime routine, and optimizing your sleep environment, let's keep the conversation going. Because the truth is, sleep is a complex process, and there are many factors that can influence how well you rest each night. So, let's dive into a few more strategies that can help you sleep better as you age. First up, let's talk about manage stress and anxiety. This is a big one, especially as we get older. Life doesn't stop throwing challenges our way just because we've hit a certain age. Whether it's worrying about finances, health, family, or even world events, stress and anxiety can easily creep into our minds, especially when we're lying in bed at night. And let's face it, it's hard to fall asleep when your mind is racing. So, what can you do? One of the most effective strategies is to practice relaxation techniques before bed. This could include deep breathing exercises, progressive muscle relaxation, or even mindfulness meditation. These practices help calm your nervous system and quiet your mind, making it easier to drift off to sleep. Another helpful tip is to write down your worries in a journal before bed. Getting your thoughts out on paper can help you feel more in control and less overwhelmed. And if you find that stress or anxiety is consistently keeping you up at night, don't hesitate to reach out to a therapist or counselor. Sometimes, talking things through with a professional can make all the difference. Next, let's discuss the role of diet and exercise. What you eat and how you move your body during the day can have a big impact on how well you sleep at night. Let's start with diet. Certain foods and drinks can interfere with your sleep, especially if consumed too close to bedtime. Caffeine, for example, is a stimulant that can stay in your system for hours, so try to avoid coffee, tea, and chocolate in the late afternoon and evening. Alcohol might make you feel sleepy at first, but it can disrupt your sleep later in the night, so it's best to limit your intake, especially before bed. On the flip side, there are foods that can actually promote better sleep. Foods rich in magnesium, like nuts, seeds, and leafy greens, can help relax your muscles and calm your nervous system. And foods that contain tryptophan, like turkey, eggs, and dairy, can help your body produce melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. As for exercise, regular physical activity is one of the best things you can do for your sleep and your overall health. Aim for at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise most days of the week, whether it's walking, swimming, yoga, or even dancing. Just try to finish your workout at least a few hours before bed, as exercising too close to bedtime can be stimulating. Now, let's move on to limit naps. I know, naps can feel like a lifesaver, especially if you didn't sleep well the night before. But if you're struggling with nighttime sleep, napping during the day might be part of the problem. Long or late naps can interfere with your ability to fall asleep at night, throwing off your sleep schedule. If you do need to nap, try to keep it short, around 20 to 30 minutes, and aim to nap earlier in the day, ideally before 3 p.m. This way, you can still enjoy the benefits of a quick recharge without disrupting your nighttime sleep. If you find that you're relying on naps to get through the day, it might be a sign that you need to focus on improving the quality of your nighttime sleep. So, there you have it, 3 more strategies to help you sleep better as you age. We've talked about managing stress and anxiety, the role of diet and exercise, and the importance of limiting naps. But we're not done yet. In the next part, we'll wrap things up with a few final tips, including how to handle nighttime awakenings, the impact of medications on sleep, and when to seek help for sleep issues. Trust me, these are just as important as the habits we've already covered. We've covered a lot of ground so far, haven't we? From sticking to a consistent sleep schedule and creating a relaxing bedtime routine to managing stress, optimizing your diet, and limiting naps, we've explored many strategies to help you sleep better as you age. But before we wrap things up, there are a few more important points I want to share with you. These final tips can make a big difference in your sleep quality and overall well-being, so let's dive in. First, let's talk about handling nighttime awakenings. If you're like many people over 60, you might find yourself waking up in the middle of the night. Maybe it's to use the bathroom, or maybe you just wake up for no apparent reason. Whatever the cause, it can be frustrating to lie there, wide awake, while the rest of the world is asleep. The key is not to stress about it. If you find yourself awake for more than 20 minutes, get out of bed and do something calming in low light, like reading a book or listening to soft music. Avoid turning on bright lights or looking at your phone, as this can signal to your brain that it's time to wake up. Once you start feeling sleepy again, head back to bed. Remember, it's normal to wake up occasionally during the night. What matters is how you handle it. Next, let's discuss the impact of medications on sleep. As we age, many of us take medications for various health conditions, and some of these can interfere with sleep. For example, certain blood pressure medications, antidepressants, and even over-the-counter cold remedies can cause insomnia or disrupt your sleep cycle. If you suspect that your medications might be affecting your sleep, don't stop taking them. Instead, talk to your doctor. They may be able to adjust your dosage, switch you to a different medication, or suggest taking it at a different time of day. It's also a good idea to review all your medications with your doctor or pharmacist regularly to ensure they're not interacting in ways that could harm your sleep or overall health. Now, let's touch on when to seek help for sleep issues. While occasional sleep problems are normal, chronic insomnia or other sleep disorders can have a serious impact on your health and quality of life. If you're consistently having trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up feeling unrefreshed, it might be time to seek professional help. Conditions like sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome, or chronic insomnia often require specialized treatment. A sleep specialist can help diagnose the issue and recommend treatments, such as cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, CBTI, which has been shown to be highly effective. Don't suffer in silence, there's help available, and getting the right treatment can make a world of difference. Finally, let's talk about the bigger picture, sleep and longevity. It's easy to think of sleep as just another item on your to-do list, but it's so much more than that. Quality sleep is essential for your physical health, mental clarity, and emotional well-being. It helps your body repair itself, supports your immune system, and even plays a role in maintaining a healthy weight. And let's not forget how much better life feels when you're well-rested. You're more patient, more creative, and better able to enjoy the moments that matter most. So, while it might take some effort to improve your sleep habits, the payoff is worth it. Think of it as an investment in your health and happiness, not just for today, but for years to come. So, there you have it, a comprehensive guide to sleeping better as you age. We've covered everything from creating a sleep-friendly environment and managing stress to handling nighttime awakenings and knowing when to seek help. Remember, small changes can add up to big results over time. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight, just pick one or two strategies to focus on and build from there. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing you're going to try to improve your sleep? Have you already noticed a difference from implementing some of these tips? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I always enjoy hearing from you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life after 60. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to better sleep. Here's to waking up feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to embrace each new day. Until next time, take care and sleep well.